kufanya ama unachangia kivipi katika injili. Please, I just want to let you know, those who like reading, that one Protestant scholar who was once a vice chancellor of a university in America, I think in the 70s or 80s, anaitwa Geoffrey Paxton. PhD thesis yake ya PhD was on the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the remnant doctrine. And it is a very serious, the book he wrote, you can find it in Harvard University Library. It's a very serious book, even Andrews University. Aliuliza swali, si watu wenye wanaandika thesis kuna swali unajibu. You cannot just go and start writing, researching, which problem are you solving? This is the problem that is sought to solve. The Seventh-day Adventist Church claims to be the remnant. What does it offer over and above what other Protestants offer that it should rightfully make that claim? Kama hujasoma vizuri wa Adventist, ukisoma hiyo thesis yake, you are swept. He claims and he cites reasons to show that we do not deserve that claim. Yes, we are not. We are just like any other Protestant church. So we have to defend that claim that we make. And so that's what I'm doing. One of the claims has to do with our understanding of the gospel is colored by the three angels' message. What is this color? Munaelewa vizuri vile ninauliza? What is the three angels' message that it should make us feel it makes a contribution towards our understanding of the gospel or our appreciation of the gospel? So who has ever taken time to read those kind of things? Brother Absalom alikuwa anajaribu kusema hii kanisa tuwe na library hapa na watu waanze kusoma. If you are not reading, my friend, you are like a person who built a house on sand. When the storm came, it swept that house. And when it fell, the sound was so big. Don't be like that person. So nani wa kwanza kufanya hiyo contribution? What is the three angels' perspective on the gospel? I hope microphone iko mahali fulani so that we hear that. Nani nataka kuona wale ambao wangependa contribute. Raise up your hand so that we find the first three people to contribute. Ama nianze rahisi kidogo kwamba nani anaweza kutuelezea tu without reading ujumbe wa malaika watatu unasema nini? Eleza tu ujumbe wa malaika watatu unasema nini? What is the three angels' message? You can secretly remove your Bible and read it under the table, and then you close and you say nataka kuona watu watatu. Okay, brother, mpatie microphone. Nani mwingine? Okay, so we shall have very encouraging. This very, very encouraging. Vijana wanaanza. Vijana. Masita. Kuja mbele. Alafu contribute. Ama watu watacontribute kama wamesimama huko. Simama tu hapa. Contribute.
Okay. Just explaining the three angels' message. It says that the angel was saying that whoever worships the beast and and its image and receives its mark, then him or she shall shall drink from the wine of the wrath of God. Yes, thank you.
Asante, that's the third angel's message. Patia Masita. Imekataa kuongea huko. Huku.
Okay, just to add on what he has said, the three angels' message also talks about the fear of God and giving glory and honor unto him, and also preaching the good message, the gospel of God to all nations, regardless of color, tribe, and all those other things.
Okay, all those other things is not there, that statement, but thank you so much, Masita and my son. Ingine, malaika wa pili hamjasema. Nani anajua malaika wa pili? Pelekea huyo mikrofoni, yuko huko nyuma. Malaika wa pili.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Happy Sabbath.
Malaika wa pili anajaribu kuzungumzia kuhusu Babeli, ambao ni mji mkuu ulioanguka, ambao ulionyesha ulimwengu wote uasherati wa mvinyo wake.
Asante sana. That term, amenyweshwa mataifa yote ghadhabu ya mvinyo wa uasherati wake, has made all nations drink of the wine of our fornication. Is wrath there? The wine of our fornication. That's is a pregnant term. Pregnant term. It means it needs to be unpacked, but no problem for now. I want to summarize that kuna vipengee viwili katika ujumbe wa malaika hao watatu. Of course, malaika wa kwanza ni mstari wa 6 ambao unasema ya kwamba he was to preach to every nation, country and what have you, as Rachel has said. And and then he cried with a loud voice. Please, the King James Version says a very interesting thing. He cried with a loud voice. If he had cried softly, it was bad enough. An angel crying softly is bad enough. But crying with a loud voice, of course, that's terrible. It is something that requires attention. Everybody is supposed to be attentive to this message. An angel crying with a loud voice. Maybe, let me read it. Fungua Ufunuo 14. The King James Version says cried, but New King James Version, he said with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of judgment has come. Worship him who made the heavens, the earth, and the springs of water. Now, the gist, the real anchor point of the three angels' message is in verse 7. 2 points in verse 7. Which ones are they? Look at verse 7. 2 words there. Change everything. Verse 7. The first part is introduced by fear God and give glory to me, for the hour of dash has come. That's the first word. Judgment. And then after that, the next statement says what? Worship him. Those are the 2 things which we contribute, which makes the gospel have an Adventist color. Judgment and worship. Meaning that we preach the gospel in the context of judgment. That's our contribution. And we emphasize worship. And because that word worship is attached to God being creator, we understand that it's referring to Sabbath. So Adventists have a duty to present the gospel in the context of judgment, and 2, to present the gospel in the context of the Sabbath, which very many Adventists have failed to do. We have not understood the Sabbath in the context of the gospel, and the gospel in the context of the Sabbath. The Sabbath to many of us is a rude interruption to our business. And I'm very sure, I have not investigated, but this is what we call sanctified guess. Sanctified guess. I can guess that we have some people here who come and worship in the morning, and in the afternoon they go to work. Sabbath has become a burden. Your business is booming. And remember, weekend ndio watu sasa wako nyumbani, wanakuja kuingia kwa business yako, na unaenda kanisani. Mpaka unakuwa tempted kufungua na kuambia mtoto wako baki nyumbani uza. The Sabbath, if it is understood within the context of the gospel, I'm telling you, you will always be looking forward to the Sabbath. Sabato imekuwa kisungumkuti kwa Waadventista. Lazima tuelewe hiyo. Halafu judgment. The doctrine of investigative judgment is extremely controversial in this church. And some people take it so extreme that they emphasize works. Look at how we present that doctrine. Sahi hukumu inaendelea. Hatujui jina lako litaitwa saa ngapi, na wanachunguza